All right, so now that you know how to make some shapes, we're gonna go ahead and work on our shape monster. So file new, we're gonna do an 8 by 10 or a 10 by 8. Either of those is fine. So I like to, again, start with my print size and then modify from there. Inches, and I'm gonna do 8 by 10. And you could do horizontal or vertical. I'm actually gonna do horizontal just to show you how to do that. You're gonna click this little horizontal picture here, and that will give you 10 for the width, 8 for the height. And I'm gonna call this Dreon Shape Monster. And it doesn't matter if you do it vertical or horizontal. I just wanna show you how to do that. All right, and I'm gonna say create. All right, and here's my piece of paper. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just give myself a background color. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a rectangle, and I can change this later. I'll just go ahead and grab maybe like a light blue or light green. I'm gonna do a light green. And I'm gonna create a new swatch so that is saved. You should get in the habit of making, when you make a color, make a swatch. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and, whoops, I accidentally made the stroke that color. So I'm just gonna hit the little switch button, and now it's gonna give me that color in the inside, and I actually don't want a stroke, so I'm gonna turn my stroke off. I'm dropping down here, and I'm gonna go to the little line with the slash mark through, so I have no stroke, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lock this layer because this is gonna be my background. I don't want that to move around. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and create a new layer. And you can get the body, figure out how you want to create the body. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to build like a simple eye. So let's see. Do take a look at your resources that are posted on Schoology. So let's take a look at some cartoon features. All right, here's some basic eye shapes. So I think I'm going to go for something like so with a little eyelid. All right, so it looks like I'm going to need a white circle and then a colored circle, a black circle, another white circle, and then I'm gonna need to cut something out. So let's go ahead and get that going. All right, I'm going to grab a white circle, and I will just hold shift to give myself a perfect circle. And there we go. All right, and don't worry about the size that you're working at first, because you can always shrink stuff down. So I've got my white circle, and then this is a monster. I'm only gonna build one eye. I'm actually just gonna use this circle. And I think I'm gonna go for a purple eye because, whoops, somehow I'm on my stroke again. Let me get back to my fill. And I'm gonna do a purple eye because this is a monster, right? So it doesn't have to be realistic. And now I'm gonna shrink this down. I'm gonna hold Shift and Alt. And I shrink this down. And then this will go here. All right, if you wanna make sure things are really lined up, you can select the both objects. And then there's this little align button right here. And I can align, center, and vertical. It's already aligned. It's pretty good about snapping together. All right, and then let's see. On top of this, I need another black little circle. So I'm gonna take this same one, and now I'm gonna make it, oopsies. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with black, and then I will shrink this down. Let's see, I'll put that there. And then to make the little catch light, I'm gonna go ahead and get another white circle, and I'll make that even smaller. And then I will go ahead and put that right here. Whoops, and oh my gosh, where did it go? I think it's behind, so I'm gonna hit Control Z, I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna say arrange, bring to front, and now let's try that. There we go, it's in front. Okay, so there's a basic eye. I wanna do an eyelid. I don't know the color of my monster yet, but I guess now's the time to decide. Maybe I'm gonna do like an orange. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a orange eyelid. So I'm gonna grab my circle, and I'm gonna go ahead and work over here on the side. I've alt dragged another circle to make a duplicate one. And then there's a few different things I could do. If I wanted a straight, actually, let me make a few different copies so I can show you a few different things. So one thing you could do is you could drag this, and that will give you kind of, let me just change the color. I'll change this to orange. Oops, I keep changing. Let me make sure my fill is selected. I need to select my fill if I want to use this. All right, there we go. So I've got an orange circle here. I'll create a second circle, And this second circle, I'm just gonna make it yellow. This is just a throwaway shape. All right, so I could do my eyelid with my shape builder. I'm selecting both, Shift M to shape build, and I'm actually going to Alt drag to throw that away. All right, and so there's one option for an eyelid, like so. Okay, I could also do, I'm gonna use my eyedropper, so I'm gonna hit the eye tool and sample this color. Oh, it's not sampling. Eyedropper. Oh, come on. That's okay. I'll go ahead and grab this. All right, so I'm gonna do another style of eyelid, maybe with my rectangle. And this time I'm gonna make this a different color so you can see that this is just a throwaway shape. And I'm going to Shift M, Alt click, delete those, and there's another kind of eyelid that I could use, like so. And arrange, bring to front. So you can see there is another eyelid that I could do. You can, maybe I'll, you know what, maybe I'll use this and turn this into a eyebrow. All right, and I can go back and I can change my colors later. But let's say I like this and I want 2 of these for my monster, or maybe I even want 3 of them. So I can go ahead and select all these objects. I feel like I'm pretty happy with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and group it. I'm gonna right click and say group. And now I can Alt drag this and I can create a second copy, and I can even create a third copy. All right, maybe my monster has 3 eyes. Okay, I'm gonna do Shift and Alt to shrink this down a little. And maybe I want, I don't know, maybe I even want more eyes for my monster. I'm gonna Alt drag, and I don't think I want 6. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this unit. Maybe I want 5 eyes, like so. And I want these 2 to be a little bit smaller. And let's see. There we go. There are some eyes. Okay, so just using Shape Builder, you can create some really quick eye shapes. Mouth, same thing, a shape like so. You could use 2 circles or 2 ellipses. Let's go ahead and look. Let's say you want to do a mouth, right? I can do 2 shapes like so, Alt drag, and I'll make this one yellow just so you can see that that's my throwaway shape. Shift M, throw these away, and then there's a nice mouth shape. Maybe I want to go ahead and change the shape of this. I could do some triangles or little rectangles if I want teeth. So let me go ahead and get some rectangles. I'm gonna do some rounded rectangles. I'm gonna change this to white, and I'm gonna use my little live corners, and maybe I will put some teeth here. And I'm gonna Alt drag. Maybe I'll do these teeth a little bit so they're not all exactly the same. Alt drag again, and Alt drag again. Maybe I'll put a bottom tooth here. Oops, Alt drag, Alt drag. Oh no, I got rid of my corners. Control Z, Alt drag. Maybe I'll make this one a little skinnier. All right, and so there's some teeth for my mouth. I'm gonna go ahead and select all these shapes. Oopsies. I'm gonna select all these shapes with my arrow tool, Shift M, and I'm gonna go ahead and hold the Alt key and get rid of this portion right here to delete those. And there I have a nice toothy grin. I will now go ahead and group all these shapes together. So I'm gonna select all these, right click, group. Okay. I probably should get a head going on here, right? So let me go ahead and get some sort of shape. Maybe I will start with a rectangle. Let me start with a rectangle. Maybe I'll randomly round off some of these corners. I'll do an orange body for my monster. I think I'm gonna round this one, and maybe I'll just round that one. And then let me go ahead and get the warp going and see if I can get a nice shape for the head of my robot. Oh, I kind of like that. You can play with these sliders. And let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and move this shape. Oopsies. Go back to my move tool. And I'm gonna move this shape behind, right click, arrange, send to back. And I think I like that shape. I want to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to go ahead and expand it. So object, expand appearance. All right, there we go. So this is how you're going to go about the process of making your little shape monster. You're going to make some shapes. You're going to warp some shapes, use live corners. You're going to group shapes, shape builder, etc. Okay?